Hey there again. I'm Julie Tam, managing broker of LYN Realty, and thank you so much for joining me for Smarter Real Estate weekly on Wednesdays, where I take you along on my real estate adventures and arm you with practical strategies to be a smarter buyer, seller, tenant, or landlord. And this week, we are in the middle of my series, Building My Dream Home. We're going to take a look at the second floor, the final part of the second floor that I haven't gone over yet in a previous video, which would be the game room, laundry room, and the upstairs hallway. Hallways are important, believe it or not, so don't just think it's a throwaway space. Okay, I'm going to give you some design tips and just good information from a real estate standpoint if you're looking to buy, renovate, or build a new house yourself. And what we're doing is building a custom home. And if you haven't been following the series, go back. This started almost a year ago with the first video in April of last year, talking about how we got to the point of buying the lot that we are building on. And then every step of the way, with the pre-planning and the planning and the floor plan design and all the different elements until now. All right, so let me go ahead and do a screen share so that you can see the floor plan. And we'll start out first by looking at the front elevation, which you'll see there. And the section of the house that we're going to look at is actually the back left half and also up to the center of the home. So going down here, just to recap, the home is about 4,500 square feet. And I've got two monitors going on, so you'll see my eyes looking a little bit up above the camera at times. So this is the second floor, and we're actually looking at basically as you go up the stairs, this hall area, and then this back left quadrant, essentially. So I've gone over the rest of the second floor in previous videos. Let me go ahead and zoom on in so that you can see this more clearly and bring it down here, in fact. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, when you come up the stairs, this is the hallway. Now this hallway is rather wide, actually. It only gets narrower when you go into, one of the rooms, like a bedroom over here or on the left side here, going toward the what's labeled as utility room, which is also called the laundry room. So let me tell you about this hall and how it relates to the game room and how it's actually kind of a cool thing that this hall is a little bit more spacious and goes out so far all the way up to where you see it saying 36-inch high guardrail, which is the guardrail along the second floor there where you can peer over and look down to the first floor along the stairs. So wood flooring in the hallway here, 10-foot ceiling, but it goes up to a 12-foot ceiling up here in the game room. It's vaulted up higher, so that's a pretty cool feature that makes that game room just seem extra large. It is a 16 by 18 almost 19-foot room, which is a little bit bigger than what you see over here labeled the master suite or the owner's bedroom. Now the game room, the main purpose is, which I'm so excited about, is I finally get to have back my ballet studio slash exercise studio. So in my current home, it was actually built with a game room that was supposed to be my ballet studio. And it was for the first maybe like 7 years until our son was born. And then he basically took over it, or we let him take over as his playroom so that all his toys and everything would go there. And here's the issue, because we built our current home with no intention of having a child. We were enjoying our, married life and just thought we would just do that forever. And then I was 36? Yeah, 36 when I finally decided, I want to have a child. And fortunately, God blessed us very quickly with, a quick and easy pregnancy and conception. And so I had our child and I was 37. And so basically for the last few years, last 3 years since he's been born, you can do the math. So I'm 40 now, that's no secret. I haven't had a place to exercise. I basically have the hallway outside the game room, which is so far from the TV that I can't see clearly enough to make it fun to do an aerobics video that I like to do aerobics to. That's on YouTube. Jessica Smith, in fact, shout out. And then I really don't have enough room to do any big movements, like any jumping or leaping, ballet type movements, or even putting on some hip hop music and doing dance, right? And so this new game room is going to give me the place to do that, because Shay is going to have, as I went over in a previous video, bedroom 3 is his playroom, and then bedroom 4 over here is his bedroom. So Mama gets this game room over again, and so does Daddy, because he likes to do weights and things like that. So anyway, so we're going to have a little corner also in the game room where there's going to be music. So, you know, Daddy has a saxophone. We have an old keyboard of mine. Shay has his own little keyboard as well. So we'll have that in one of the corners. And then my husband wanted to and when I said daddy, I meant my husband, so Shay, our son's daddy. He wants to have this game room be a dual purpose media room as well. And so we'll have to put up blackout curtains for that in case we want to watch movies during the daylight hours. And then we're going to have basically a projection screen or a TV. I think it's probably going to be a large TV, a large screen TV, and then be able to roll out a rug that's going to serve as kind of a little bit more sound cushioning to soften the sound so it's not so echoey, being high ceilings and wood flooring, and also a large room. And then we'll have some sort of seating. We don't plan to have, necessarily like a huge crowd of people over. Well, it's the pandemic anyway, but if the pandemic ever ends, maybe we'll have a movie night party type thing that would be, fun. But even just for ourselves to have like a family movie night with the 3 of us would be nice to have that. And so just so you know, these 4 are windows back here separated by just a very small width of sheetrock in between. And then here are 2 windows, and this gives you a wall where you can place things. So you have to be strategic where you put windows and doors in the room to make it not an awkward shape or difficult to actually place furniture that needs to be up against a wall. I do need a wall to put mirrors up to do ballet, and then have my ballet bar across the room from that. And then when I want to do leaps, so this is the funny thing, there is a jump sequence in ballet called tomber, pas de bourrée, glissade, jeté. Okay, excuse my probably poor French pronunciation on that. But anyway, that is a series of jumps and leaps that takes you across the room in a diagonal. So when I was dancing with the Houston Ballet Academy growing up, we did this from one corner of the room to the other, and you need a lot of space to do that. And so I thought, well, if I start at this corner up here and then leap across and, into the hall, I have plenty of space. I can just do a bigger jump. I don't have to feel like I need to sort of contain myself so I don't crash into the other corner. And so each time I've looked at buying a home, well, just the previous time before this, our current home, I wanted to make sure that our game room was large enough, and it was, until Shay's stuff moved in, to do that leap sequence across in a diagonal, which would put me out into the hallway outside the game room. Okay, so that's very exciting. And I'm trying to think of what else in the game room. I guess, if we ever wanted to set up sort of like a game table or something, I don't want to set up too much furniture where then the floor space gets, taken up again and defeats the purpose once again of having that as an exercise room / ballet studio. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. We have looked into, mainly me, into sort of a sprung floor option, to where there are flooring companies that add these kind of layers underneath the wood flooring, maybe about an inch or a couple inches thick, and they provide cushioning, because as a dancer, when you're jumping up and down, the harder the flooring is. Like if you jump on concrete or tile flooring, you are killing your joints, like, pretty much all your joints, but especially your knees and your ankles and your hips. And so at Houston Ballet, their studio, when I danced there, they had sprung floors. So when you would jump, there would be a slight bounce in it so that the floor would give a little bit. You wouldn't be just banging your joints down with all your weight. And then also it actually helped you propel you just a little bit higher than if you were jumping on a non-sprung, very hard floor. And so I think that we want to go ahead and do that, because otherwise I don't want to kill my knees. There's obviously going to be a little bit of give with this wood floor on the second floor versus just, a concrete flooring, for example. But still, I need to be able to save my joints and not end up having more surgeries. So that's what we're going to do. So yes, I've already had surgeries related to joint issues from ballet. All right. Coming back into the hallway here. Oh, actually, before I go that way, this is an AV closet. So for a home, especially one that's this large, you do need a closet that's dedicated to AV. where you have, all sorts of, plugs and wires and things going in and out for all of the different, whether it's speakers in your home, which are, essentially the audio, and any visuals, if you have any TV projector type thing, any other type of media and technology and smart home features where you need those control panels in a central location, that's where they'll go. And we'll have built-in shelves here as well. The X that you can see them kind of, different places, is going to be AC ductwork. So they've got to work that in strategic places behind the wall, and, sort of non-intrusive places wherever they can. And that makes sense. Okay, and then here is going to be attic access door in the hallway. So coming over here is a large closet. This is going to be awesome because it's just a way to store a lot of things that we don't need to access on the first floor necessarily on a regular basis, so they can be up here on the second floor. We'll have shelves on the left and right, and then a long hang shelves and a rod going across. This is versatile because even though we don't plan to necessarily fill that up with clothes, although I should say, I think we will put some clothes in there. I have some old clothes that I can no longer fit into, and so I've been selling them on Poshmark. And so those that haven't sold yet, I've got them in garment bags. And so I think we'll probably stick those in this closet to separate them away from our own closet, to free up space, in our personal, owner's closet. And so here in this closet, we probably just, only have those clothes hanging here. But regardless, it's good to have that hanging rod there, because any future homeowner that's going to buy this home from us, that gives them some versatility as well. If they have some overflow clothes that they want to hang here, but then also shelves to store things, because I can imagine people wanting to store, say, games that they would be playing in the game room. We probably would be doing that. Maybe like holiday decorations, like Christmas decorations or other holidays. And then, gift wrapping, accessories like wrapping paper and ribbons and cards and just, lots of different things like that. Okay, so if we come out here and go this way, we go into the laundry room. And I'm really excited about this laundry room because not only is there just the standard washer and dryer space here, but we also have a sink and a hanging rod over the sink, as well as the countertop. And there's actually going to be a cabinet below. Oh, I should have pulled out the cabinet detail to show you, but I didn't think about it until now. Oh, well, you can imagine a cabinet down below the counter, just kind of like kitchen cabinets below the kitchen sink. And here it says install drain pan under washer, but actually in higher end homes, they don't do that because it's kind of unsightly. In your average lower end homes, you'll have a metal pan where any excess water, if it leaks out of the washer, for example, it can sit there. But there will actually be a drain in the middle of the floor where the water can drain, into. The floor will be sloped toward that drain. So in case there is a leak, it can drain it just through the normal, drain lines of the house. And this will be tile flooring in here. We'll have tile in the bathrooms, all of them except for the powder bath on the first floor. The first floor will be all wood floors everywhere. So we'll definitely have to utilize rugs in areas that could get wet or dirtier, like the kitchen, the mud room, the foyer, the powder room, for example. But yeah, upstairs, we've got wood floors in the main areas, game room, hallway, and then tiled in all the wet areas. So utility room and the bathrooms. And then we've got carpet in the bedrooms. And we're actually going to get a nice thicker padding to make that carpet just so nice and soft and just feel really good. Okay, yeah, and so we want to just really feel like we're just walking on clouds. So just nice and cushioned, just really thick, like you're just, sinking your feet into marshmallows. Okay, that is it for today, guys. And so tune in again. I'll go over in a final video kind of the other details of the floor plan. And after that, it's going to be, probably groundbreaking and other fun stuff that you'll have a lot more to actually see out on site and not just things on paper. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook so you don't miss an episode. And I really appreciate your feedback by message or comment. And I hope you'll continue watching weekly on Wednesdays, Smarter Real Estate. Have a great week.